Yo, what's up? I just finished morning Muay Thai training, and I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna show you what I eat after training and for breakfast. And it's gonna be so authentic, dude, because this is actually what I eat. This is actually how messy my house is. You're just gonna see everything I do exactly the way I do it every single day, and I'm going to talk about the nutritional benefits, the performance benefits, the drawbacks, and like reasons why other nutritionists could totally hate on this. But dude, like I got ripped eating like this, and it does fuel my performance, and I feel great on it. So I'm just going to show you guys what we got here. So first things first is I like to break my fast with fiber and vegetables. So the first thing I do is eat a whole bell pepper. So we got one whole bell pepper, and then broccoli. So what this does is the combination of both bell pepper and broccoli allows me, well, first of all, it's fiber, right? Track my face, bro. Track my face, bro. But the reason why I start with the vegetables is because it has fiber in it. And fiber slows down digestion, and slowing down digestion first before ingesting carbs means that your blood sugar level gets regulated. You're not just getting like a massive spike in blood sugar level, even though I'm going to eat some pretty complex carbs, oats, but this is just the way that I like to go about things. I do believe that managing your blood sugar intake matters. For a very long time I would just do like no, I always adapted the vegetables first philosophy. Then for a very long time, I just disregarded it based off of some nutritionists that I worked with. They advised me to not do that and just like spam simple sugars. And honestly, I feel like it didn't help me in terms of like how my body looked, right? It could be due to a lot of things. It's not necessarily just straight up fat gain, but when you are kind of always high in insulin, it changes the way that your body looks. You're a little puffier. I'm not into that, and I didn't feel like it helped my performance to just like spam simple sugars all the time. So I'm back at eating vegetables, and I find that the micronutrients that are in here most certainly do help me with my immune system, which is an important part of training. When you overtrain a whole lot, it most certainly has an impact on the immune system. So in addition to tracking my macros, I like to make sure that my micros are covered in all bases as well. Cool, so that's the vegetables. Next up, bro, 300 grams of this ground beef. And the way I cook it is I straight up I'll just show you. I won't tell you, I'll show you. Like I just straight up just fucking cut this open and throw it in the air fryer with some salt on top. And I try to not like fuck with the shape at all. First of all, I don't want to touch ground like raw meat. Not that there's anything wrong with kind of touching. I just don't want to put in any effort. I don't want this to take any mental bandwidth for me. So I literally just take this. I know I said I'm not going to touch it, but what I mean is like fucking like manhandle it, right? Take the air fryer, boom, just slap that in there. Put this in the trash. Quickly wash my hands. Boom. Turn the air fryer on. A little bit of salt. And just like that, I don't want to touch any of this. I put it in the air fryer for about 30 minutes, which makes the ground meat like really crispy, which is exactly how I like it. Track my face, bro. I don't know why every time I go away it stops tracking my face. Track it, bro. There we go. Now you're tracking my face. That's what I'm talking about. And so something else I like to do is, so the bell pepper I'm just going to eat it raw. Usually I would like to eat the broccoli raw as well, but what I found is, first of all, flavor-wise, when the juices and the fat is left over in the air fryer from the ground beef, I like to just like chop up this piece of broccoli and thrown in the air fryer. And what that does is it creates like this really well seasoned broccoli. It's like kind of crispy. It's like rendered in fat. It's kind of caramelized. You know, it's really nice. Also, of course, I put everything on a fucking scale, bro, because I want to know what I'm consuming. It's, you know, moderation, making sure that it hits my micronutrient demands, my macronutrient demands. It's all about managing the quantity. So, I will chop up this broccoli right here. Boom, directly on the plate. And we're gonna weigh it. We're gonna see where we're at. Where we're at with the weight, bro. Boom. I'm looking to get around 150 grams of broccoli. Boom. So then I take the scale, 0, and here we got 130 grams. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the stem in here, bro. How much is this? 153. So there we go. I'm getting rid of this stem, and I'm gonna cut this up. Boom. And this I'll put in later. So something else I did research on, and maybe if you're into nutrition, you can tell me what your thoughts are on this. But basically, with broccoli, a lot of the nutrients that are in there are not as easily digested or absorbed unless you cook the broccoli. For a very long time I was going raw broccoli. I'm gonna go raw bell pepper for sure. But with the broccoli, I've heard some research that the nutrients is better absorbed when you cook it. So if I can caramelize it with the beef fat and get better absorption of the micronutrients, then, you know, all the better. Okay, bro. So this is like caveman shit, right? I just like wash the fucking bell pepper and just like break it apart with my fucking hands and eat it like this. I have a gay friend that's like, oh, that's so straight man energy because you're not seasoning it. Like, why don't you sit down and like put some salt and pepper and some balsamic vinegar? It's like, no, dude. I just want the fucking micronutrients, right? If I could just like take this in a pill, I would. If like I could get the benefits of a whole bell pepper in a pill, I would just take the pill. But you can't. So I'm just doing this, and I'm gonna eat it as efficiently as possible. While I'm eating this bell pepper, I will be making the oats as well. So let's get into that. I actually don't want to eat and talk at the same time, so I guess we'll just, for the sake of the video, I will not have the chance to talk. Okay, so let's do this a bit differently here, man. For the oats, dude. For the oats. The way I like to go about it is take a little bowl like this. We got some instant oats, Quaker. We'll go with around 80 grams. I used to overdo like the oats. I used to eat like 200 grams of oats in one sitting, which is fine. I guess, like, I don't know, I fucking love oats, bro. It's my favorite food. It's my favorite food, which I know sounds strange to people, but I fucking love oats, bro. What do you want me to say? But I found that eating too many oats at once, it just slows down digestion far too much. And then when I train in the afternoon, I still kind of feel it in my stomach, so I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna change that. I'm Next up, I'm putting some creatine. Now, here's the thing with the creatine, dude, is I put a ton, bro. I put a ton. I know the recommended dose is like 5 a day, but I'm gonna go with 10. And the reason why I do it is specifically for brain health and cognitive function. I do feel, because dude, I've been going pretty hard in the sparring lately, especially the boxing sparring, taking a lot of heavy shots to the head. And I do feel like the creatine helps a little bit with that. Next up, we got the chia seeds. The reason why I add chia seeds is because of the omega-3 content. I found that in my entire diet, omega-3s are missing altogether. This also helps with brain function. So I go 10 grams of chia seeds. Boom. And then I go with a scoop of whey protein isolate, dude. So we're gonna switch this back up like so. Whey protein isolate. I go with 1 scoop. Boom. Boom. Now you can track my face again. Thank you very much. Track my face, bro. Track it, dude. Cool. So now we have the bowl of oats. It's ready to go. Actually, it's not ready to go at all. I still want to put berries in there. But what I will do is I will first mix up all the oats and seeds and powders together. I have this after the meat, after the vegetables, and after the beef, right? And 300 grams of ground beef is a lot. I may or may not finish it all in one go. And same with the broccoli. The bell pepper I finish in one go. But the broccoli and the ground beef, sometimes a little bit is left over, so then I save it for later. The last ingredient for the oats is frozen berries. Boom. And so there are moments where I go with frozen blueberries. There are moments where I go with just like a mixed berries. This is mulberry, dude, and this is 69 baht a kilo. Whereas frozen blueberries is 169 baht a kilo. And it's like the micronutrients in mulberry are actually in some ways superior to blueberries. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing? If all I care about, bro, look, if all I care about is the micronutrient benefit and the macronutrient benefit of my food, right? Obviously I'm eating for fuel, right? If that's all I care about, then why the fuck would I go for the more expensive blueberries if this is cheaper and gives me a better bang for my buck, right? So I'm gonna go with 100 grams or 150 grams or so of the frozen mulberry. Boom, 153 grams, good to go. Throw that back in the freezer. And now for the oats, I mix it with water. Just mix it with water, bro. Simple. I don't want to put too much though. I don't want it to be too watery. I just want it to be enough where I can easily mix it together. So that it turns into like this fucking, like a cookie texture. Kind of. Here, I may have put too much water. It is what it is. So this, we won't get the cookie texture, but it's all good, bro. At the end of the day, this is all for fuel and recovery. And I don't care about aesthetics, as you obviously can tell. I don't know, to me this is normal, dude. Like, to me this is awesome, right? Like, track my face again, bro. Track my face. To me this is awesome, right? Because I get to remove a lot of the mental bandwidth that is associated with like making food pretty, right? I get to hit my macros, so it's like nutritionally elite, People can, like, there's probably other people who are like in the nutrition space. They're gonna be like, like simple sugars. Maybe you should put more, and there's too many complex, too much fiber. Like, I don't give a fuck. This is what works for me. Dude, I don't like the dishes are so easy to do, right? This doesn't take a whole lot of time. Right now, I'd be eating the bell pepper while making the oats, while waiting for my beef to cook. Sometimes I have eggs, by the way, as well. I'll do like some scrambled eggs as well, because there's a good amount of healthy fats in that too. But I don't have any right now. But like, dude, this is how I simplified my life, right? And I'm able to hit my goals. I'm able to look fucking shredded. I'm able to remove any mental bandwidth that's associated with this part of my nutrition, this part of my training, right? I think it also fucking tastes phenomenal, bro. Like the oats, the chocolate berry, frozen berry oats, phenomenal. Phenomenal, right? Anyways, so now the air fryer has been going at it for about 15 minutes. So I'll catch you guys once the meat is done, and meanwhile I'm gonna eat these bell peppers. I'm not just gonna eat these bell peppers and I'm just gonna eat these bell peppers in peace, and I'll catch you later. Bro, the meat is done. So, boom. Look at that. Very nice. I'm gonna add a little bit of broccoli here. Boom. And crisp it up some more, dude. So here's what we're working with. Okay. And while we are here, we're going to show you the macros for this meal more specifically, okay? So here's what we got. The macros and the micros. So everything that you've seen me cook up and what I'm about to eat right now is around 1,100 calories, 104 protein, 100 carbs, 40 fat. Now, for the fucking nutrition experts, they're gonna be like, dude, that's like way too many grams of protein and not enough carbs for a glycogenic sport like Muay Thai. It's like maybe in theory, right? Maybe in theory, but like what truly matters is trial and error on your own body and seeing what works best for you. And of course, there are other goals that I have with my nutrition, which isn't just like pure performance for the sake of my health, where I'm like chugging fucking Coca-Cola because it's gonna fill my glycogen up the fastest with the caffeine. Like, no, that's not how I choose to operate anymore. This is the way I found that works great for me. And you know, if we work together on a client basis, of course, because I do run a program to help people with their habits, you know, to quit smoking, to quit negative addictions, and to become ripped, to become an athlete, right? So if we work on a one-on-one basis, I'm not going to force you to adopt a certain method. We're going to trial and error different methods on you. We're going to see what works best for you and what is most aligned with all of your goals. One thing I'd like to show in addition to all of this is the micros, the micronutrients. So yeah, we've seen the macros. Here we have around 21 grams of fiber, which is quite good. Iron is covered. The diet is low on calcium, but it is what it is. From time to time I'll have milk. Vitamin C, bro. We got 433 milligrams of vitamin C. Very, very good. 6.6 of vitamin B12. Potassium I'm going to hit in my other meal. Keep in mind, this is just one meal. I'm obviously not finishing here at that. And vitamin K we're covered. Vitamin E, blah, blah, blah. Vitamin C. I'm not going to go through all of these one by one. I'm just going to scroll through and you can take a look. Here we can see the omega-3s are at a good ratio with the omega-6s, which is what we want to aim for. Perhaps we're a little bit high in saturated fats because of the ground beef, but it is what it is. Okay, cool. Obviously in the protein department, we are set as fuck. Look at all of the amino acids. Dude, all the amino acids are good to go. So, yeah, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my food now. Thank you for watching. I hope this was insightful and not just entertaining, because I do hope that perhaps, like, micronutrient management in addition to macronutrient management, and having an approach that is tailored to the goals that you have with nutrition, to not have like a one size fits all. Oh, you do Muay Thai, so you gotta have a bunch of simple sugars. I hope that me showing that I implement a customized approach to my goals perhaps could inspire you or help you to do the same. All right, peace.